everyone. This week we are going to be working on self-monitoring ourselves. Now, what does that mean? That means that when we're reading, we're going to be asking ourselves things like, does that sound right? And if it doesn't, we're going to go back and try and fix it. Or we can ask ourselves, does that make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, we should definitely go back and fix it. I have some clips of people reading this week, and this is something that the next person is going to do. They're going to ask themselves, does that make sense? Now let's see what he does. Window shield, does that make sense?
Window wipers.
Windshield wipers. To see in the road, did that make sense? Gio, to see in the road, did that make sense? Let's go back to that page. Look at that last word.
This word?
Yep.
Rain.
See in the rain. Does that make sense?
No.
To see in the rain.
Yes.
That does make sense. Very good. Clip, you guys are going to see a really great reading strategy. This student keeps on repeating the sentence until he can try and get what the word that he's solving is. And he starts out and he goes, it's a sunflower. And in his head he goes, that doesn't make sense. So he's going to start over and keep on going until he can figure out that word. That is great self-monitoring.
Wow, there's good work going on over here. Anybody need me spelling help?
I do.
I'm here with my pad. What would you like help with?
Special.
What do you hear? Special or specialist?
Sun.
The student is going to use the same strategy as the last student we saw. He's going to keep repeating the sentence until he can try and figure it out. And what I love about what this student is doing is he doesn't give up. He keeps repeating until he can finally try and figure out that word. And I'm trying to give him a little help in the end. And then when he gets help and knows the word, he doesn't just read the word and go to the next page. He goes back and rereads the sentence. He's making sure it makes sense. That's great.
This is my friend. This is my friend. This is my friend.
Joshua.
Joshua. This is my friend. Joshua.
This is a really fast one, so don't miss it. This student starts off the sentence saying the wrong word. He goes today, and then he knows it's not today, and he goes day, and he fixes it right away, and then he just moves on. The student starts off saying the word paw, but in her head she's going, it doesn't make sense. I don't think that's paw. And then she keeps going back until she figures out it's the word panda. And then she reads the sentence and it makes sense to her.
Pause.
Louder, please. Text again louder.
A panda.
Boys and girls, would you please move to your next station?
Track.
The student starts off the sentence saying, I'm feeling, and then he goes, that doesn't sound right with my sentence. I think I missed something. And he goes back and says, when I'm feeling. So check this out.
When I'm feeling, I feel like a big green girl tree.
Does two great things when they are reading. The first thing she does is she's reading the title page, not really sure what's going on, so she goes, wait, and she flips back to the cover, reminds herself, and then goes on. That's a great strategy to use to make sure everything's making sense. Then she starts a sentence, and she says, as, and then she goes, wait, that doesn't sound right, and she will fix herself. Let's see if you can catch what she's fixing.
Appleton every day. What's wrong, Hudson? Asked Hudson. Are you sick? Dizzy? Said
Wow,
Hudson.
did we see some great self-monitoring techniques. Now remember, self-monitoring means we're going to ask ourselves questions like, does it sound right? And Does that make sense? So in your reading, I want you to do this. Every time something doesn't make sense, go back and see if there's something that we missed. Or anytime you say, that doesn't sound right, go back and see if you can fix it again, even if it means you have to say it at least 5 times over again. So let's see if you can self-monitor.